So IndyCar is driver change central right now. This is my first kind of news thing that isn't involved in any specific race weekend, but it was announced last night that VeeKay will not be able to race at Road America this week, and he will be replaced by Oliver Askew. And it was announced this morning that Felix Rosenqvist will not be able to race at Road America either because of the crash at Detroit. And since Askew's no longer available, they had to ask Kevin Magnussen to race. So first, let's talk about the VeeKay thing. Apparently, he's broken his clavicle in some type of training incident. So I guess I don't know exactly what that pertains, but that's interesting. So basically, Ed Carpenter Racing kind of got the first jump on that and like being able to, I guess, be the first team to ask you to race for them. And you've also got, so that, I guess, left the McLaren team without really any great option for who to fill in for Rosenqvist, so they had to ask Magnussen. So you've got both of the Haas guys from last year in IndyCar now. Yeah, that's interesting. And Oliver Askew is like, he's like the Nico Hulkenberg of IndyCar, but like with multiple teams. It's just like the super sub for IndyCar. But yeah, that's all very interesting. I would assume that Askew will probably be able to do okay. In terms of, like, he already raced last week. He's at least got the feeling of an IndyCar down. And like, he's got, I mean, he'll have a full weekend of practice basically at this point. So I assume so, because I assume they'll be able to get him into the car for practice. Not exactly the same with Magnussen. Obviously, this is his first time driving an IndyCar. So I think. So the first session or two of practice or qualifying or whatever ends up happening, I assume they'll have multiple practices and then qualifying, but that'll all be very interesting to see if KMag can, I mean, live up to any type of standards at all. Like, my question is, can he beat Jimmy? Like, I really hate to say that because obviously Jimmy's been racing all year, but like, for Magnussen, it's a slower car than he's been racing before. It's like he's coming in from an F1 car. I mean, people say you can basically just turn those things like however you want. I mean, you obviously still have to brake and stuff, but they're way quicker. Like, I think there was direct comparisons at COTA like 2 or 3 years ago or whatever when IndyCar went there. IndyCars were like 7 or 8 seconds slower, I think, than the like pole lap in like a Mercedes or whatever from Hamilton or Bottas or something. So IndyCars are definitely much slower, though Grosjean and Magnussen both drove the Haas car last year. That's much slower. So that probably won't matter much. It's still like a 2-second difference a lap, like from the Haas cars to the Mercedes, and then from Haas to IndyCar, it'll probably still be 6 or 7 seconds. And if I'm correct, this is Magnussen's first IndyCar drive. If I had to guess, he's probably not going to do that well. Maybe this week. The question is, if Rosenqvist can't come back for whatever the next race is, which I guess I assume he will, but if he can't, then what's going to happen? Is Askew going to race? Is Magnussen going to race? If Magnussen races, will he be able to get any better or not? And I'm trying to think what the next race is. I think it's Mid-Ohio after this on July 4th. So I think Rosenqvist will be back in time for that. But final predictions for this video. Askew will probably do much better than last week, at least. He'll probably, I mean, it's VeeKay's car. VeeKay's quite good, but then again, he still hasn't had a lot of seat time, and this will be his second team in 2 weeks, so he'll have a completely new team to adjust to. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I think Askew will probably end up finishing, if I had to guess, somewhere in the 15 to 20 range. Magnussen, I think, will probably end up finishing a couple laps down or something, just trying to adjust to the car. I think this will be probably an adjusting weekend for Magnussen, though this is apparently kind of going to work like a tryout for next year, having a possibility of running full-time or part-time or something, probably in what is currently the Montoya car, the 86, but obviously this week he's racing the 7. Oh, and another thing to talk about before I end this video, Cody Ware will also be starting the Road America race with Rick Ware Racing in the 52 car. Yeah. So apparently they've gotten sponsorship for that car and they're ready to actually put it out on the grid. Obviously they were originally entered in the 500, but they weren't able to get enough sponsorship to actually get the car to like be able to put the car like on the like official entry list. They had been entered for like forever, and then at the last minute they took them off right before the like month of May started. So they finally got sponsorship for that 52 car. And another thing for Rick Ware Racing is that Roman Grosjean is apparently going to run the Gateway race. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see Grosjean's first oval. I don't know if it's first oval ever or just his first oval in like since his like junior formula career. So that will all be interesting to see, though the Grosjean Gateway thing is obviously later. But lots of interesting things to see. 3 new-ish drivers. Well, I guess 2 drivers making their first start, and then Askew making, I guess, really his first real start of the year, because I guess at Detroit it was more of a, like, here, hop in the car real quick and, like, try to not finish last. I mean, I guess it really wasn't a great day to be. Well, no, it was, because he got to drive a car. He just wasn't used to it. I guess I mean, you can't blame him. It's his first time in a car in like almost a year. But yeah. Okay. Anyways, on to the end of the video. Oh, one last thing. We've got Helio, Castroneves, and Michael Shank Racing have revealed their TransCard livery that they're going to be running at the Music City Grand Prix on August 8th. Today's the 16th, so that's a little less than a month away. Yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to the end of the video. So yeah, that's about all I have. Last thing, best wishes to VeeKay and Rosenquist on recovering. I hope that they're able to be back very soon and that we can see the normal grid, I guess. Though it'll be interesting to see how Askew and Magnussen do. So that's all I have for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I really need to put that Formula E review out. I'll probably get that out tomorrow. Yeah, so that's all I have. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all later. Bye.